Expecting accountability from someone who hasn't developed the emotional, psychological, or even spiritual capacity for it is like asking a child to carry the weight of an adult. It leads to frustration, it leads to resentment, unmet expectations, and even deep emotional wounds. Accountability is not just about admitting when you are wrong. It is a maturity of mind and heart that requires self-awareness. It requires empathy and even the courage to own your impact, not just your intentions. Accountability requires awareness. It is not automatic. It is learned. It requires the ability to reflect on one's actions without defensiveness. The emotional regulation to sit with discomfort. The humility to recognize personal flaws. The responsibility to take action, not just apologize. Most people avoid accountability not because they are evil or even careless, but because they are still living in survival mode. They're still operating through defense, through denial, through shame, or even ego. So when you expect accountability from someone whose inner world is built around avoiding discomfort, what you receive is deflection. They'll be like, you always blame me. Justification. I had a reason to act that way. Minimization. It wasn't that serious. Or even outright silence. And then you end up not just hurt, but deeply disappointed. And here is why it hurts so much. Disappointments happen when there is a gap between expectation and reality. And in relationships, we often assume that love should automatically come with maturity. But love alone doesn't make someone accountable. Someone can love you and still be careless with your heart. Someone can care about you and still not have the tools to navigate conflict or even repair. Someone may want to change and still avoid the hard internal work that is required to evolve. Expecting high-level accountability from someone who hasn't begun their self-awareness journey is like trying to build a house on sand. It collapses the moment pressure is applied. Many people in relationships are still emotionally immature. They avoid difficult conversations. They interpret feedback as attacks. They use blame to protect their identity. They believe admitting fault makes them unworthy. These are not just behaviors. They are signs of a person who hasn't built the muscle of accountability. And until that changes, my friend, your expectation will keep becoming disappointment. My people, heal. Heal.